All right, let's quickly go to the last item here, and that was MJF, who was on the Ariel Helwani show, and he was on for quite a while. He talked for like over an hour, and many different topics were covered, including MJF reacting to the last time Tony Khan showed up on Ariel Helwani's show, and they kind of buried their issues together, and MJF stating that he thought, it's Tony Khan has also evolved as an interviewee, and said that, basically what everyone has been saying. Tony Khan has come off as like much better in a lot of these interview settings. And I would say, honestly, so does MJF. Like, I think sometimes his interviews, they would be entertaining, but they would be so, like, there's just so little I felt you could really engage in, because it was so much of the character, and it still is to a degree, but there's way more give and take now that I find him to be a really compelling interview now. This was he went into a lot of different topics here, and he weaves in and out of stories, but it's not at such a degree that it's all of the interview. But one thing that was brought up was where AEW is now and the overall attitude in the locker room after several departures over the last little while.
I don't have to look anyone in the eye at work and think to myself, this guy doesn't want to be here. Everyone in my locker room wants to be
There's
there.
no one like that anymore. No. All the bad eggs.
Everyone's ready to fucking rock and roll, and everybody wants to put on the best show possible.
Wow. How do you feel like we got to that point?
People had to get weeded out.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Can I ask, like, who was the biggest offender of this?
You want me to say a name?
Sure. You told me to ask you the hard question.
The biggest offender?
Yeah. Who came in there thinking, I'm just going to use you all as a stepping stone to go back to New York?
I think it's pretty obvious that that's Malakai Black, but I don't know the guy, like, on a personal level. Do I think he's a bad guy? No. Do I think he was a mark for like wanting to have his, I need my mania moment? Like, yeah. And there were a couple guys like that, and they got weeded out. And then they went over there, and some of them found out the grass isn't greener.
Right.
And perhaps some of them did. Some of them, for them, the grass was greener. But I'd say a majority of the guys that were like, I'm just going to use All Elite Wrestling to go to WWE or to go back to WWE. I think you're going to see a lot of those guys ask for a 50% pay cut from the office. Or you're going to see a lot of those guys just get released. I'm not shitting on him. I'm just simply telling you what I was told by a majority of the locker room about this specific individual. So as a team captain, as a leader, even though, yes, I am 30, and as somebody who's been a part of this promotion since day one, I don't want to deal with guys that don't want to be team players. Fuck off. Go elsewhere. Or fucking prove me wrong. I would love to be proved wrong. It'd be great.
Maxwell, this is Alistair. Previously, Malakai. I think our wires have been crossed.
Oh, goodness.
Well, this is not a ringing endorsement for the Malakai Black back to AEW expectations, but nonetheless, I mean, more so saying out loud what many say.
What many have actually said out loud.
Yeah, I guess that's fair as well. But I mean, when it comes to like actually just outing one specific name, I mean, the fact that he was the go-to example, that was like fair game. Let's just throw Malakai Black out. I mean, it does kind of tell you the reputation he left in that AEW locker room.
Yeah, again, I continue to be amazed at like how again free like members of the active roster feel to explicitly call him out, or at least state that they just simply don't want this guy back. And even if it goes against maybe the wishes of the promoter, I think being that vocal to the public, I mean, and this is only the people that are even like, being vocal about it. It gives you the impression that very few people in this locker room want this guy back. And at this point now, even if Tony does want him back, let's say he does, you're inviting a potential disruptor to the harmony of this locker room that, MJF and other people have maybe, stated currently exists right now. And is that worth it? Is that worth it for, however talented he may be as a performer?
If it's a case that you would have like a level of the locker room that were like, I think there would be some cases that like a Tony Khan would, as wild as it sounds. I truly believe if a CM Punk dropped in his lap, I think Tony Khan would absolutely want to do business with him again. And it's why I don't completely discount a Malakai Black.
Punk is a different level of star.
Absolutely, he's different. But I mean, listen, there were many people who said the same thing about Andrade, who came back, and even though like Tony Khan stated, he left fine, and he denied having any problems with Andrade, but he's come in, and Andrade's done great. And
people said the same thing about Punk going back to WWE. Right?
They did. Like, promoters will always believe, like, if they see something, that they will be able to be the difference maker. And, I can't completely discount it, but it would certainly seem like it would be...
it would take a big change. And, I mean, MJF here, it does open the door to say, prove me wrong. Like, this is how the locker room feels about you right now. It might not necessarily be the way they will think about you maybe in the future.
All right. It's a very wide-ranging interview that MJF covered a lot of interesting topics and going over stuff. Like, he's very good in these types of settings as well.
And Ariel is fantastic at engaging in the conversation.
If the Post Wrestling Cafe were to undergo a drug test in the month of May, we would be testing positive because we are overloaded with content. We are going to be reviewing Hulk Hogan, Real American, all 4 episodes this month. Plus, we will go inside the Manosphere with a review of the latest Louis Theroux documentary. We will also have coverage of the Ronda Rousey Gina Carano fight, also taking place on Netflix. Rewind Away tackles WCW Super Brawl 2, and we cover NXT TakeOver Brooklyn from 2015. All that, plus all of the XL editions on a weekly basis, Collision Course, Daredevil Born Again, and so much more. It can all be yours at postwrestlingcafe.com. $8 gets you in the door.